Session 90. I think this will be session 93.
So then,
Our
given
goal is to
that
reach
we
some state of continuous rotation of
mhm,
roles, and ideally with more than 2 participants, because
mhm,
where mob programming really shines is when you get more than 2 participants.
mhm, okay.
Diversity
Yeah,
is a winning. It provides it's stabilizing. So when there's one person, it's the most difficult. It's the most challenging.
mhm,
2 people, it's better, but 3 people, the distance
mhm.
between 2 and 3 participants is quite great.
Sort of bounce ideas off one another, things like that. Yeah.
In terms of problem solving, yes, but also in terms of socially,
Mhm,
and the ability of, as soon as you have one more than 2, then at any point in time, one person can take more of a backseat approach and rest.
mhm. Yeah, I
Right?
see. Sort of a little bit of concurrent load balancing is kind of another thing you're getting at. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it becomes more sustainable,
Mhm,
and rest is good for the mind and for problem solving. So keep that in mind while we get on to this rhythm, that there is an even better rhythm, and ideally we'd be able to
mhm,
find another participant and a schedule that allows that.
mhm. Yeah,
So
for
before
sure.
we get on that cycle, we need you to have a development environment,
Okay.
and we need you to have the tooling and know how to use the tooling for rotation and the timer, Git handover.
Okay.
So how about you share screen and we get you set up.
Sounds good. Yeah. Okay. Share screen.
And keep in
Uh,
mind, I can this is not live, of course. So I will be able to edit out any secrets you leak, or privacy
sure.
concerns, but do your best to not give me more work afterwards,
Sure.
because otherwise I don't edit it. I just upload as is.
Yeah, it gets really hard to audit that kind of stuff. Sure. I understand.
And if something does
Okay.
happen, tell me when you notice it, because then I can mark the timestamp so that later I
Okay.
don't have to look for it.
Okay. Understood.
Uh,
So
so
set my home directory here.
the project we can work on. My priority is a project called Conveyor Belt.
Conveyor belts.
Have you?
Interesting.
It's you want to so molybdenum software, GitHub molybdenum software conveyor belt.
Oh, why don't I change the nature of my screen share to not be just a terminal then here? If you think it would be
Yes,
useful for me to also put that. Sure. Okay, one
definitely.
sec. Change the screen share to this one. Okay. See, so molybdenum. Okay, molybdenum. Yep. Okay, and then conveyor belt. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
web-based workflow. Stack agnostic, hand coded, Rust. Okay, interesting. So here's conveyor belt.
Are you? Does this sound like a project you'd be interested in collaborating on?
Um, yeah, yeah. I will say, just a caveat, I'm an embedded developer, so I'm less familiar with web stuff, but I do like me a fair amount of, containers and DevOpsy things, so I could probably fill in my own gaps on some of these things here as we go, or offline, things like that. Just, fair warning there. But
For what it's worth, this project is more of a systems programming
mhm,
than web. Yeah, it's a
sure.
tool for web development. So,
Yeah, that's kind of what I sensed from it seems like I saw this right here. It's
hmm
referencing like, maybe spawning like server processes and then like, connections with like socket IPC and things like that. So I kind of thought maybe this isn't like super unfamiliar then, you know. Okay. Well, so then let me go ahead and why don't I do a split tab here just because I imagine you have more to say on. So I'm gonna move this there. But that's
meantime, let me know your GitHub username so that I could.
okay. You're gonna give me access. Got it. It's just here. I typed it out right there.
The embedded work, the embedded experience you have, is any of it Rust?
I know how to write some Rust. Haven't done it in a little bit of time, but I kind of operate in the land of modern C++, things like that. So some of the things around Rust with its idioms like interior mutability and some of those things not as familiar because I haven't worked on it in a little while, but sort of the broader concepts of like RAII traits, things like that, generics, those are reasonably familiar to me.
Where did you give me your GitHub username?
Oh, I just typed it out on my terminal here. I can just write it in the chat instead. Oop, sorry. Don't know why I just did that. There you go. Try that again.
In which
It's on
chat?
the screen share. Oh, sorry. I put it on the screen share. Sorry.
Maybe you're sharing the wrong screen? Do you have more than one?
Oh, okay. You don't see it. You know what? That's fine. Here, why don't we stop waffling with that? I'll correct the screen share thing, but here, I just sent it via chat there. We stop and then re-share the whole thing. Okay, do you see a tab split now? Seems like maybe there was a gap there before.
Yes, I see GitHub on the left and the terminal on the right.
Okay, yeah.
You in the US?
Yeah, I'm in the US on the West Coast.
California?
Yeah.
Did you ever go to any Nix event in California? Those have been
I
wrapping up.
almost I didn't have any time to do it, but I wanted to go to the one that was very recent in Los Angeles actually. I would love to go to a Knicks event, I will say.
Yeah, I have some friends. They I know some of the people organizing. Super friendly people. They wouldn't have been organizing such events if they weren't.
Hmm.
With one of them has been one of the greatest molybdenum software participants.
Hmm.
Not in this project though.
Okay. You work with like Ross Computer Guy, and you have some of those names that come up frequently? Just curious.
No,
Okay.
I don't
Seems like
think I'd
everyone
be
knows
able to
everyone
keep up
else.
with him.
Uh, yeah, Ross is absolutely like a beast from all I've seen. I've never like worked with him or anything, but he just seems like he's on a tear with his like he's got that cool background of systems, embedded, definitely embedded centric uh development skill, and then he's a release manager on top of that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I'd like some of what he's on.
Yeah, same. Honestly, same. Also, just any day now. I've been slowly just rewriting my entire config repo and into the dendritic pattern, and so I just haven't done a Darwin rebuild switch in a while here. Kind of wish I had some of the. I kind of wish I was tracking the latest a little bit more aggressively while I've been working off stats, but it's fine.
It's not downloading. The count is not increasing.
The copy count. Yeah, sometimes I
The size.
experience this. Yeah, that too. I think it's like stuck blocking forever on like network IO or something. That's kind of what I've noticed here and there. I can chill and try again here. Just wanted to start there, and then it's just I mean it's a dev shell, so kind of assumed I could just honestly well I'm just probably in there. Abort unwarned. Yeah. No.
Um,
Pipe operators. Oh, you've got that on. Okay. Yeah, there's no point if in doing the show if I'm just gonna do that anyway. Just gonna copy the expression here anyway. If only it would go faster. Sometimes I've noticed, and I haven't traced it down yet, but I feel like if I solve this, then I'll be able to potentially eliminate the issue here. Something I've noticed is occasionally I've been able to get it from just being stuck on downloading here by just basically turning on debug logs to print. Um, and I suspect it has something to do with like kind of scheduling prioritization I've set up. So I don't know. Maybe because okay, this is on Google
what
Chromium.
version of Nix do you have?
Nix version 2.2.8.3.
Oh, that's old. Why
Yeah,
don't
I
you?
haven't updated in a little while. Sudo Nix upgrade Nix.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? Oh, I'm not on Nix OS. Well, I have a Nix
Hold
OS
on.
computer here.
Is that the? Um, I'm sorry. I thought this was Why does it tell you that you're on NixOS?
That seems very wrong. Agreed. Um, okay. I honestly could honestly do it the old-fashioned way. That's fine.
The
Just do that.
yeah, the new installer, I think
Okay, here. I trust the install here.
during does the change above look right? Nix isn't the only thing in var folders, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's
I think I
yeah, the
know how to
synthetic
edit it
conf
out.
here. Yeah, this is interesting here. But the synthetic conf thing, I've never touched it before, so I think that that's probably fine.
Is that really a
I don't really
diff?
like that it's don't really like that it's yeah, I can diff both of these here.
Fine. It looks maybe there's an ordering with this. I wonder what
Yeah, it's curious here.
it may. Is it like empty? Is it simply
I think it is
empty?
just empty. Uh, that's
Okay.
a good question. 5G or uh, yeah. E
Are you doing something on another screen?
no, I'm not. I'm just typing right on the terminal
Oh,
here.
interesting.
Okay.
Because
So this is what it sees here. So that's it's okay, run, private bar run. And then this one, I mean I think they have the same contents here. Um it's
okay,
just it and yeah, it actually does point out the diff. The diff is just so that's interesting though. I'm unaware of the of that part here, but I think this is part of the maybe an artifact of the older install, perhaps.
I don't even know what synthetic.conf is.
It's for synthetic it's for it's for the Mac OS like volume uh system. It's kind of different. It's like Mac OS is primarily immutable, and then the way you extend the root file system here is by like having synthetic volumes or something like that.
Hmm.
Been a little while since I looked it up. I honestly trust the Nix installer to do the right thing. Okay, there's some old stuff here. Yeah. Yeah, it's just complaining about Nix being installed here already. So I've done this rodeo before too.
I can give you a little bit more context. I think just from the version of Nix you have installed, I think it's likely it was installed using a previous installer, not a previous version of the same installer, but the previous installer.
Previous
The
installer.
installer's
Correct.
been rewritten in Rust.
Correct. Yeah, yeah, that's definitely what happened. That's kind of why I'm not like super worried by what I'm seeing or anything like that. Um, yeah, just do this. Okay. Yeah, this is what I get for being lazy about stuff. Updating this year. Oh, okay. Yeah, then do that there.
Are you sure you want to do that?
The backup for next year. This thing, or or you mean just like kicking out the system
Yes,
service things
that
like that?
restore.
That restore.
That restore. The back restoring of the backup before Nix.
Oh yeah, yeah, this thing. Yeah, let's see. Backup for next. Yeah, okay.
Mm.
Um, yeah. I think this is just I don't actually manually manage my bash RC, I will say. Um, so it's kind of like it's kind of fine. I'm okay with this.
Oh, it's
I didn't have any
actually
custom
just
stuff in there.
manual steps to completely uninstall Nix. I see.
Yeah, this is just the uninstall step because it's complaining about, oh, you've already got an install right now. So I'm just doing that right now.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
this
just
is a
because, you
hundred
know,
percent sound because the backup before Nix might have been like a while ago,
mm,
and
I
maybe
see what you're getting at. See if that runs
uh,
then the
somewhat
Z shell.
problematic. This Mac OS, like installing system level things like Nix on Mac OS because Mac likes to, manage its own default bash RC and its own default ZSRC.
Yeah, yeah. that's definitely something I have observed it with this workflow here. I also don't like this command that much here, but you know,
Hmm.
um, yeah. I mean, at least to uninstall and reinstall Nix, though, I just to get the upgraded version. Um, I've done these steps before, so I have at least a reasonable degree of trust in this. But yeah, it gets kind of goofy, especially if you're kind of me with all of the with it being a couple of versions behind and all that stuff like that. So I'm gonna do that anyway. Oh, under the assumption that nothing completely sus happens. Ah, shit! It's gonna remove my next door too. Damn it. Okay, well, that's fine.
Did it did the so this is the result of the installer asking you to help it uninstall Nix?
Yes. And I will go ahead and pull up a regular old terminal here. Yeah, okay. And that last command there removed some of the, so that makes sense there. But once that completes, then I'll go ahead and do this from in there.
I do wonder why uninstalling Nix necessitates removing the store.
I think that that's pointless too. I agree. Um, it's just in there, I guess. I totally agree though. That seems totally redundant. I think removing kind of the uh local state cache directories, Nix profile pointer maybe. Some of those things seem reasonable if redundant. Removing like nixconf, like the file itself seems reasonable too, but that it blows up the whole store seems odd to me. So I guess what we also learned is if you do nix upgrade nix, it seemingly thinks that you're on NixOS here. I'm actually really curious about that. Here, I'm gonna see if I can find that uh, while we're waiting around here. Also, there is a broader issue here with just the ungoogled Chromium thing. Although I can always kind of just do this and kind of
This
test stuff.
project was not developed on Mac OS yet,
Sure, I guess
so
I'm the
we might
guinea pig
have
for
to,
this.
yes, we'd
That's
probably
cool.
just solve this some way.
Yeah, that's cool. Ungoogled Chromium. I guess it's just complaining about post platform mismatch there.
I think what we do about Chromium is during eval time, we'll say, okay, on Linux, we can provide our own project provided Nix provided
Mm-hmm.
Chromium on Google Chromium.
Mm-hmm.
And on other platforms, um, we simply don't provide a Chromium, and then we have
Just
to,
require an impure install or something.
yes, expect some Chromium
Yeah,
to be on
okay.
the path.
But I go to conveyor belt in the meantime here. Yeah. Now of course because I removed like my entire store, some of these commands are screwed up, but
See
that's
what
okay.
happens when you open a new terminal.
Yeah. Um yeah, I mean here's one right here. It's got like the references to store pads and stuff are cooked, but I can go
it
over.
still it still works. Oh,
Yeah, it's like what's funny is it like mostly works because like the way because like what I do have referenced that isn't available on my file system anymore. There's actually comparatively small number of things. Like I have Starship
Yeah.
You know, I guess Starship install is like a bash hook or something. I don't remember. And still seems to theme my terminal just fine, which is kind of hilarious that that works. Okay, well, let me just close this tab here and then I'll just look around in here. Um,
What if you were using your terminal was configured to use a Nix storepath bash?
let's see. I think that well, yeah, no, I'd be screwed if that happened, I will say, but I can always revert it with like change shell. To what I have is a homebrew bash, which is why it persists past it. Um, no specific reason why I chose that version. I just have it. This is like my legacy configuration. There's some decisions I made in it that I feel like are maybe a little bit baffling,
Yeah.
but sort of
Everyone is everyone is to some to some degree apologetic about their configs.
yeah.
We can't be
Okay, it seems like
spending
it's almost done. Yeah.
all day every day perfecting our configs.
I've been working on mine for a while and I'm like still like rebuilding some pieces to be dendritic and stuff. Um yeah, I bet Yazi doesn't work anymore because I got rid of it. So I guess I can't have my nice file browser view here. Okay. Now what I was gonna look for is it was the ungoogled Chromium here. Ah
I'll be
man, I,
back in a
I don't have
moment.
ripgrep on me either. I forgot about that. Okay, now it actually screwed that stuff up here. So I'm just gonna have to go back to like a default bash RC.
Hmm.
That's fine.
I'll be back in a moment, okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Very cool. Y'all using Flake file. Interesting. Lazy adders. Cargo manifest. Interesting.
I'm back.
Yeah. This command is not completed, so I still waiting on it there. But in the meantime, I'm just kind of looking at some of the, just random flake parts. Okay, now it completed, and okay, now we're good here, and that's it's fine. Okay, I guess it denied me from even deleting my Nix store anyway, and that's because I'm probably because I'm on a store path for terminal here.
Mm-hmm.
Might be able to just get away with just doing the installer anyway. I'm thinking.
You could also run it again. It's not going to take nearly as long because there's.
Yeah, I could always just kill these two here and then
Mm-hmm. That
just
sounds
rerun
right.
this here. That would work. I'm gonna get rid of that, then kill that there. Okay.
One of them is like,
Okay.
oh,
Yeah. Oh, I think that yeah, I'm trying to think who else would have it open. I guess it's like I could do like LSOF, Nix, Lori. Okay.
you can
Uh,
stop Lori.
Kill 737, Kill all, Lori. Okay. There we go. Hmm. I think it's getting restarted. That's probably what's happening.
Use System D to, oh, not System D, I suppose.
Yeah, launch D. It's clunky, but okay. So, store.
Is there some GUI?
So mix. Yeah, I could be like activity monitor or something. I think I can check it here. No, it's forget how to do this here. That's
Is there
not
some
gonna.
services manager?
It's not a great story on Mac OS here. Here, like Mac OS. Uh, well, okay, so I did LSOF here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. LSO here. Maybe it is. Okay, wait. Spray. Kind of wondering if. Okay, yeah, there's a bunch that have. Yeah,
Really?
okay, and it's my Linux builder. That's what it is.
Oh,
I have one of those running. That's right. I forgot about that. Launch control, boot out. Status. No, this. Uh,
disable.
yeah, that should work here. Um, disable. NixOS. Linux builder. Ah, system slash that. I hate launchd so much. And maybe I should also kill it while I'm at it if it isn't already. Ah, okay. Stig term. Okay, let's just check that. Okay. I don't know what
Revision D.
these random ones are here. I guess I can also turn
That
off
looks like a
tail
Mac
scale.
OS thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I have tail scale running as well though, so that also
Revision.
has got to go. Um
Revision.
yeah. Lots of teardown here, sorry.
But Tailscale is not inside Nix.
I have a Darwin like that Nix Darwin install of Tailscale off the top of
I
my
mean,
head.
look at
It's
the path there.
ah
What did give you that?
yeah. I guess I'm thinking that it might be trying to read something there. I mean, it's not clear though. Yeah, okay. It still considers that to be still consider it. It seems like it's waiting on some kind of file there. So I'm just gonna turn this off though.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. Wait, no, wait. I guess I don't even. I have no idea why it's even. Yeah, that's kind of confusing. Um, it's probably more of these that are unless the actual command is actually let's see, man. Also, I get it to print me the full command.
Mhm.
Man. Print. Just need to find the thing that tells
By
us
the
how
way, I
to
want to
print the
say
whole command.
this is not a problem for me or for the activity that molybdenum software is. This is whatever whatever we end up doing, it's fine. It's all part of it.
All right. Yeah, just it is a bit of a, you know, maybe not directly focused on the thing, but sounds good. Uh, okay, I'm just going to LSOF rinse full command. Ah, plus C. That's what it is.
Plus, is that
Okay.
like a formatting thing?
Yeah, okay, it's tail scale wrap, I guess. All of this is to say I'm just going to, well, okay, tail scale. So it's tail scale D
Document
right
revision.
here. Someone is starting that up to 599. So then launch control. Ah, right. I guess I can't do launch control PS. This. Okay. Stop com dot tail scale D. Okay, maybe I need to actually do. Okay, that is the actual parent process there. Yeah, it looks like it's dead now. At least that side is gone there. Um, Now I don't really know what these are about here.
Let's find out what
Document revision.
revision D is at all.
Yeah.
Some,
Um, revision D Mac OS.
hmm
Activity. Curious.
So that looks like a fluke.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it's even, but okay. I
Can we
mean,
tell
it seems like
revision
that's.
D to forget about this particular document?
Can I tell revision D to stop looking at that? Probably revision D.
By the way, I don't know if
Yeah.
I said this. Um, we're not in this activity using coding agents, but I really don't mind asking LLMs questions. I do that all the time.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah. No. I mean, that's. I use. I don't have like a local Claude instance or anything set up at
Hmm
present. I thought it would be useful, but generally speaking, I'm also not like not a super duper power user of LMs or anything. All this process.
Because to me, this is an LLM question. How do I tell revision D to forget about a document?
Yeah, yeah. Seems like there's no configurations aside from me just out overtly shutting off the service here, which is
You
goofy.
could do that if it can't hurt being off for a
Yeah,
while.
yeah. I've already basically lost my entire Nix directory aside from the root directory, and it's really just these ones um that are open there. So it's probably gonna be the best, like the most well formed if I do that. So launch control, unload or stop or
Stop.
stop. Yeah. Uh, revision D. No, okay. That didn't actually stop it. Disable. Ah, it's system Apple revision D. Well, I shouldn't do that anyway. Let me just stop it temporarily.
Yeah.
Apple. Ah, stubborn one, are we?
Perhaps you can disable and enable it later.
Yeah. Or maybe I'll just hit it with a sig term. Okay, yeah. So it doesn't want to just turn it off willy-nilly, seemingly. Uh, yeah. I guess I can just say, well, then stop it there. Oh wow. You know what? It might be a situation where it's actually just ignoring signals to it. Just re-enabling that.
It's
Yeah, seems like it refuses to
can you
accept
delete
the
those
signal that way.
files?
Good question. Sudo rm directory.
Not
Well, okay,
not
let's
the
just delete one of those. Yeah, maybe just one of these.
Oh, by the way, it's the SQLite files. Like, why would?
Yeah, it seems like it's created its own like revision uh SQL databases
Hmm.
for the Nix store directory, which and other components here, which is kind of interesting.
Um. So the document
I guess it
itself
was deleted.
is
Yeah,
the document itself is deleted. The original document is deleted, and
yeah.
this is like the store of the revisions. So
Hmm. Okay, actually, this is not even pointing at it like a really like existent path, evidently either, which is interesting.
maybe you can empty trash. Maybe that'll trigger it to notice, hey, this
Yeah,
doesn't exist.
yeah, yeah. That's probably a good idea. Here, let's do that. That's interesting. I have no idea what this service even does, but um, seems like it didn't go away, but it also doesn't seem like any of the directory structure it's looking for even exists. So that's interesting. Yeah. Um, re next. I don't have tree installed via any other means. Whoops. Uh, I mean, I guess it's not okay. Yeah, I think I have a sense of maybe what this is. This might be, mm, it might be part of the other. I think off the top of my head, basically like macOS does something like OverlayFS. It kind of sets up like an OverlayFS style like structure for the root file system. And so I'm suspecting that maybe these are actually on like the immutable lower half, so to speak, of the root file system. So like it's in like an overlay volume, or not an overlay volume, like the base volume somewhere else. And thus, when I check Nick store here, I think that this doesn't exist because I've deleted it from the top level, but not the bottom level. So it sees something, but that's something I can't actually delete,
I
potentially.
think we should be
Just
able to
conjecturing.
trigger the cleanup. An LLM is saying here something like,
Okay.
try restarting the OS and
That was what I was thinking might end up being necessary. I was thinking maybe I just need to reboot my machine. If we're cool for me to do that, I can do that.
fine with me.
Okay, yeah, and then I can rejoin perhaps.
But did we do anything that would maybe like prevent it from booting correctly?
No, no. I feel like with Mac OS, like Nix doesn't really have a very strong say in most of the boot process or anything like that.
Hmm.
I'll be surprised if I can't boot. I'll say it that way.
Cool.
It's just I'm not gonna have any of my tools. So I can go ahead and reboot and then rejoin. and
Okay.
then we should be able to then ideally just get the latest mixed version here, and then from there, kind of I can kind of just run like a Darwin rebuild switch or something on my config if I really want to, or we can just get right into it. I'm not really picky about that. So
Let's
okay,
do it.
I'll be right back here. Yeah, right. I did the thing where I'm calling a tool on my system that I don't have right now. Whoops. Okay, yeah, let me just do it this way here. I'm gonna just hit the button directly here. Let me just do the stop sharing thing so it cleanly terminates there. Okay, cool. Be right back.
All right.
Okay, let's see. Let's try that again. You can hear me, right? Just want to confirm that.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Now we should be able to yeah, right. I don't have that program either. Damn. It's gonna be a little weird getting used to that. That's okay. Just
I seem to have your screen, but not an actual picture of it.
you have my screen, but not an actual picture of it. That's interesting. Let's try that again. So it seems like my user services spawned some random. Well, okay, that's probably me from me
It's
just
good now.
querying it. Honestly, it's good. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
Oh,
do the RM.
congratulations. That worked.
Yeah, it looks good to me. I bet that the LSOF result here is just from me. Ah, yeah, okay, yeah. There it is, hitting me with the
Fine. It's an empty directory. Whatever.
yeah.
That's
It's
good enough
fine.
for us,
I
right?
feel like I feel like we could have honestly just gotten away with doing it earlier because I don't know. I feel like the Nix installer is very robust. I really like it. So yeah, I'm just pulling. Oh, okay. Need to install it
Sometimes
on.
the OCD takes over.
Yeah. I definitely like it drives me crazy when I don't do something like completely. Um, okay, okay. You know what? That's not happening on that one. I'm just gonna go back and put my other browser here. Then there we go. Next install.
What? The browser's hung?
Yeah. Okay, now we have that here. Okay. I don't need to see a list. I trust everything you're doing. I'm going to let you just do your thing.
What else is hung is that the picture I see froze.
It froze again. Oh, damn. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, okay. There we go. Just doing yeah, the install right there.
Mm-hmm. Good. Ah, channel. We need that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now let me just well, I could have honestly just made a new tab there. Okay, Nix. Okay, I've got Nix on my path here. Nix version. Okay,
Congrats. By the
okay,
way, the
now we're
differences
here.
between these two versions in performance are significant.
Really? Okay. That's good
Yeah,
to know.
eval
I mean, that's
performance
helpful. Okay.
and memory usage as well.
Honestly, we can probably just do the just get into this here at this point. I'm just gonna Nix develop. Ah,
No,
right.
please do like your Nick Darwin thing.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's fine then. I have like a kind of stale-ish branch here that I have no idea if that'll be a rabbit hole and a half there, but you know, let's see. Status get diff head. Ah, yeah. Or yeah, it's staged. Uh,
Git reset.
configuration Darwin. Yeah. I've been trying to train myself to use git restore more, but usually I would just do like, okay, git reset harsh. Screw it.
Uh,
Yeah, there we
well, I
go.
meant git reset and then git restore. That's what I usually do.
Yeah, yeah. I just kind of hit that with the sledgehammer here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, check out main. Um, that's fine. Then right, and then Darwin, because I don't actually have Darwin to Darwin rebuild switch
I
here.
see.
Bro, the config, the system, the build, the top level, I think it is. Oh, yeah, right. Okay, let me actually do uh, Vim here. Okay, that's good. Vim config nix.conf extra experimental features nix and Flake. Yeah, I have a whole Durand thing going on in my repository and all that. Oh, yeah, okay, this is good. The stem link, isn't it? Ugh. Ah, right. And I guess I've been using Helix for so long, I forgot Vim commands too.
I don't think you saved it. Did you save it?
Oh, it didn't allow me to because I was editing through a Symlink, it seems.
Oh,
So I'm just
it,
replacing here. Yeah, maybe it was just a like a regular old file that was just marked read only. I just didn't think it was worth debugging that too. Just deleted it and replaced it considering it was empty. Okay. Okay. We just also should do sudo okay, cat mix.conf file etc mix.conf. Okay. Okay. Adding it here as well. And Blake's. Okay. So config dot files mix the main mix Blake show. Okay, yeah, yeah, that's fine. I don't really care. I just do Nix build. Okay, yeah, there we go. I probably should do some version bumping on my non-dendritic refactor branch because the more and more time I let this go stale, the worse it's gonna get anyway. So maybe I should do that alongside.
So tell me about your dendritic refactor. Why is it taking a long time to do?
I've honestly just been looking at gaps that I feel like I identified in my repository, and then I've just been trying to like
Scope
kind of
creep. That's what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah, pretty much. I'm just scope creeping really hard, honestly. That being said, I'm also using some of the scope creep to guide some additional techniques I want to try out and whatnot. That's kind of that's kind of another aspect of it. My original repo has a fair amount of stuff in it. I have got a WSL config. I've got I was using the NixOS generators mechanism impermanence. Was using specializations and things like that. Have VMs containers stood up in there, and I want to try to reduce some of the kind of the code smells I was seeing in it, things like that. And I feel like what I have so far has been very much in that direction. At this point, I have actually ported all the main backbone of everything. I will say, just kind of like um, I want to try some stuff with like declarative secure boot and stuff like that. That I've been trying to figure out how to like. I've been strategizing on how to do that. Because what I would like to ideally do is clean up my automated installer mechanisms and whatnot to you know uh like work more seamlessly, things like that. And then there's another point of like I want to also work on the dendritic concept as it pertains to UI and GUI stuff,
Hmm.
so that I could actually try more desktop environments on the Linux side, while fitting them into essentially abstract software interfaces. So I've been doing a lot of interface building through essentially options as well. It definitely like really really overkill, but it's been cool.
Why do you need options though?
I've
Just
been
have
generally avoiding
all
writing
of the.
options where possible, I will
Mhm.
say.
That's yeah,
Ah, yeah.
that's great because all the things can live on the same system. Some desktop environments though are a bit obscene. How did obscene? No,
This one is I honestly can just skip this by
like
by just not building this, by the way. So, but anyway, so sorry, please continue.
like GNOME d- doesn't want to start or something wrong with it if it started with anything other than GDM.
Yeah, I've
So
experienced stuff
like
like that.
GNOME developers, what are you telling me? You telling me I can't have any other login manager? I can't have any other desktop environment on.
Yeah, that's one thing for me. I haven't been super happy with my GNOME setup. Like I feel like I'm very happy with my Mac OS setup. I wanted to try stuff like Cosmic. My buddy Um, my buddy has been using Cosmic for some time, and it seems pretty cool.
It is. My wife uses it.
I like Pop OS quite a lot, and so like I could definitely see the appeal of Cosmic, for example. VS Code. Trying to find. I just need to. There's some really smelly stuff in here. I just need to delete the line involving VS Code here. Uh, where the heck did I put it though? Oh my God. I feel like it's easier to navigate dendritic repositories as well.
Well, I mean, of course. But some people just don't see it. Some people say it's
That is overly complex, too abstract, something like that.
yeah, all sorts of claims. Even a friend of mine said that this is the dendritic pattern doesn't exist. It's just hey, flake parts is cool. Let's use it.
The dendritic pattern is really not about flake parts at some level. It's about the idea of partial application over functions at some level. I feel like and being able to like curry context into modules without it being essentially eagerly part of the signature of a module, which I think is really a big gap in my old repository that I really wanted to get away from. And that Dendritic sort of came out around that time. I thought was a big deal in my book for that reason. What the heck is this?
I
Yeah,
think
so I
people
mean,
who have a problem
Dendritic is
with
crazy.
dendritic are some of them is because they didn't come up with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a weird angle to take. It's like genuinely like it's like a very simple but elegant realization. I feel like it's just like you should always kind of cheer on things where complexity is added such that it reduces complexity. That like I'm a big proponent of, adding
Mm-hmm.
complexity in such a way that reduces it for everything else around it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hopefully we can go this time. Just I have an IFD in
I
this
think your
thing.
screen froze because I don't see you doing anything.
That's interesting that that's happening so frequently here. You see that there? That better or no?
Yes, good now.
Okay. Yeah, that this random thing is I think uh, I don't even use VS Code anymore, so I just kind of turned it off there. But there's an IFD in this code here that uh probably results in this failure here. So I just turned off the entire code path.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think it's gonna get me past that. Then I can just Darwin rebuild switch. Ugh, okay.
What
I
was
think
that?
I'm missing Nick's CA cert files for whatever reason, aren't I? This directory is probably missing, isn't it? No, it isn't. Um, okay. I just have to address this issue here, and then we can go from there. Nick's trust anchors DA cert.
Mac OS.
Yeah, I haven't run into this one before here. Interesting. Yeah. Uh, Nicholas. Interesting. This is honestly easier to search for here. It's probably this. Yeah, okay, same thing. Check for a symlink. Okay, yeah, I see. Check if this is a symlink. If that's a symlink, then just point it to the new ones. That makes sense there. Okay, yeah, it's a broken symlink. Of course it is. Yeah. I
Maybe
guess this
an
is maybe something that's
oversight
just,
of the new installer.
yeah, seems like it possibly is. Maybe I could write a comment saying, "Hey, I just got hit by this," or something like that. And I trust those commands there. Okay, now let's try that again here. So that solving this problem had nothing to do with that, but I don't even use VS Code anyway, so just fine. Not giving. Oh, that's a lot of data to pull, but considering I destroyed my entire Nix store, it probably checks out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. So once
So
once we
while
got
that's
this,
happening,
okay, while that's happening, uh, oh, that's a lot of failures.
is this what we were trying to do? That's the command? I thought we can. So
Mm.
this will be solved by Nix Darwin activating, right? Whatever this is.
Yeah.
So
I think I
let's.
know how to solve this. I know how to solve this. Yeah.
How about we, like, I show you around the project on my screen while you're
Sounds good.
downloading?
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do that. Just because you know, the point wasn't tech support. This is stuff like I could have solved offline. If uh, if I had known about some of the gaps here.
No worries, this is fine. I learned some macOS. Next time I have a mob participant who has this, I'll be able to help.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Let me cancel my screen share so you can take it if it's
oh, I,
if
I
you
can I can take it anyway.
okay.
I wish I asked them a few times already to enable
Hmm.
multiple screen shares at the same time.
Concurrent screen shares, yeah. And I'm guessing that's just a present gap or like there's not interest or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Priorities. This is not the number one use case for this platform, right? It's more like
Hmm.
sometimes some guests screen share. It's not like mob programming.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, so the reason why the I got the most recent failure is just because I don't have a Linux builder running. That's what that is, by the way. So
Hmm.
that's easy to fix. I just need to turn it off and then turn it back on, pretty much. It's that bootstrapping problem, pretty much.
So we have we have tests. I can run cargo tests.
Okay, yeah.
Here's what my .envarc looks like. I do use Nix, not use Flake,
Oh, you don't do use Flake? Interesting.
because use Flake copies everything to the store.
Ah, yeah, yeah. I've noticed that it can be pretty slow.
So this is a workaround.
So
Um,
it's going through I take a default Nix as the entry point by doing that. I don't remember off the top of my head.
shell.nix.
Shell.nix. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
And and there's this the envarc again. There's
Hmm.
this mob timer room.
Okay. Mob timer room.
This is for a program called mob. Let's let's stop these tests
Okay.
here. And Allah, I made a change there. And the mob program does two things. It sets a shared timer. It's a public service. I can do mob timer open, and it
Hmm.
opens that web page.
Hmm.
Okay, let me do another one so I have it on both screens. So on my screen,
Okay.
the timer is in the title, so you'll always see it here.
Okay. I see.
I can do, and because I have that environment variable, I can do mob T7 and it HTTP put there,
Okay. Yeah.
and then you can see it running, counting down.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So this is
on
service mob. Gotcha.
when when I'm the pilot, I will do this at the beginning of my piloting.
Hmm.
And the other thing that Mob does is, oh, and then you get a notification in audio, and you should probably enable, give it permission for notifications.
Hmm.
And also, it uses text to speech to like say Mob next, or
Okay.
just
Interesting.
Mob. I think it said Mob.
So okay, we passed the baton through just opening mob timers here, and then I guess it says when you're supposed to. Okay, interesting.
Rotate, yes.
Yeah.
And in order to obtain the latest commit, the Git handover, there's this workflow of, let's say I'm in master, and I want to
Hmm.
start working on we want to start working on something, yes. So
Mm-hmm.
I'll create a branch, foo.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'll do a mob start with create flag.
Okay. Interesting.
Um,
Uh,
branch foo exists.
I guess you had made foo as an example before.
Yeah. Let me git branch move bar mob start create. And then we
Okay.
end up on mob/bar.
Okay. Interesting.
Now let's say I do a change, like touch some file. And then let's say the timer ran out. I do mob next. It adds everything, right?
Okay.
Git add all, commits it with some message. So now we can see the log.
Okay. Yeah, I
There's
see.
this mob next on top. And
Interesting.
what you do, let's pretend I'm you. As you, I wouldn't have, let's delete the branches bar and mob
Mm-hmm.
bar. You don't have them.
Yeah.
And what you'd probably do is git fetch. And when you fetch, you end up with having, knowledge of that remote branch. So you do git switch bar,
Mm-hmm.
and then you do mob start. You'd end up on mob/bar with my, with the commit that I pushed
Okay, I
when
see.
I did mob next.
So what he does.
And but the first thing you do is start your timer. And then when your timer runs out, let's say you touched B, and then you do a mob next. Let's say it's my turn
Okay.
now. I do a mob start. I have the code. Again, timer runs out. I do a mob next. You do a mob start.
Okay. Yeah, I see.
Mob next,
Just
mob
kind of
start. Mob next,
back
mob
and
start.
forth here. I see. Yeah, it turns into that uh once you sort of get the timer sort of primed. Got it.
So that's how this is. And once we want a real commit, and not just for the sake of handover, we do mob done. One of us does mob done. And what that does is it brings us, these are git status, brings us onto the
Hmm.
base branch, back onto the base branch. It actually removes the mob branch.
Mm.
And we can just commit this, right? And when we commit this, and everything is staged, and when we commit it, we have this squashed commit of blah, blah,
Yeah, I
blah.
see.
And I can delete this stuff. And since I'm the only participant in doing mob next, then, but if you were in here as well, there would have been a pre-filled, co-authored by, and
Mm-hmm.
you'd been here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I could do something like this,
Hmm.
and we have a branch with a commit on it, on top of master.
Yeah, it creates like okay, I see. It creates like its own like sort of temporary trunk on top of your base branch there, and then we just sort of
Right.
build on that over and over and over. Yeah, I see. It's interesting.
Now let me do cleanup here. Push the origin foo. Git switch master. Git branch the bar foo. Build no. What there is one special case. I don't know why. When you do a mob start on
Hmm.
master, you don't end up in mob/master. You end up in mob-session.
Okay, that's goofy, but I guess well, I guess for our purposes maybe it doesn't matter all that much anyway. We probably would be working off of a fork of master anyway. Okay.
right? And I happen to have here's a stat of this width against
Mhm.
master. So you see that there are plenty of changes here against
Mhm.
master. At the moment, if we look at the log of this project, this is the kind of commits that you'll see.
Mhm. Yeah, I see.
Okay. That's just the stage the project is in at the moment. That's fine.
This makes sense here. Okay.
Let me know when your download finishes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Just stale versioning snafus here. Honestly, just trying to update my branches real quick here. Um, but I also have another tab for conveyor belt here. So
In
let's.
in mob, only the pilot, does things, and
Mhm.
everyone should pay attention to what the pilot does
Mhm.
to keep, to be on the same page.
Mhm. I see. Yeah,
With
that
some
makes sense.
exceptions. Some exceptions.
Yeah. Yeah. No like constantly merging branches in and rebasing this, doing that. Yeah, I see. Makes sense.
Current state of testing here uh, is that cargo test should pass. I mean, it doesn't at the moment for, I don't know, it must have broken something.
Mhm.
Also, it's like very, the tests are rather heavy because each test starts its own, most tests start their own test subject, which is, our program, conveyor belt.
Mhm.
And conveyor belt in most of those tests starts a browser. So this is quite compute intensive, these tests. And and memory intensive, and therefore
Mhm.
um, you can use Rust test threads with whatever amount works for your machine.
Mhm.
Probably set that up in .nvarc as soon as you know what the correct value is. I'm okay with like whatever the default behavior is.
I imagine that that's probably the case as well for me. I don't really see why I don't really see like myself having a lot of opinions on any of that.
So what you see here is some tests ignored because they're to do, some tests passing, and other tests are hanging.
Mhm.
And after a minute, we get to know which ones are hanging
What causes some of those tests to specifically hang anyway? Just kind of wondering.
because it's a true end-to-end test. So there's no like controlled time.
Mm,
It's just
I see.
waiting for the subject to do something.
Okay, it's waiting for actual yeah, I see.
So we
Waiting for input there.
all these are hanging. Let's start. Now, I'm the pilot and we're not really rotating. So I'm the pilot at the moment. That means that you're the captain. So I will autopilot myself until I'm told otherwise. You're the captain. So you ask me anything, stop me, ask me to explain, ask me to execute, ask me to edit code, whatever you want.
Hmm. I see. Yeah.
I will run only this test, and I will run it with no capture so that we see all the outputs from the test subject.
hmm
This is how I run only that test.
Okay. Yeah, I see. Then it pulls up a browser session, headless here. Okay.
This test tests that what happens when the subject cannot find the browser executable, like Chromium or Chrome, whatever it is. And you can see this is from the test. The test is waiting for a subject's third air line that contains browser failed to spawn. And I know what this is
Yep.
wrong. This is
Yeah, it seems
wrong.
like it's printing out could not auto detect that stuff. It's like
Printing out could not what? Sorry. Oh,
like the
this
on like the fourth line from the bottom. It seems like that's what it prints out. Is that what you're
right,
looking for there?
right. We should change the expectation.
Mm-hmm.
Failed to build browser config, could not auto detect a Chrome. Perhaps that.
Maybe you just search for browser spawn error or something.
The test says the test is being specific about not finding a browser
Fair enough.
executable.
Yeah, so maybe look for could not detect a Chrome executable. That's probably the best condition here.
Okay. Cannot this one, and here is the browsers failed to spawn. We'll copy this here and rerun it.
Let's take a look at that there. Oh yeah, my download. I had to just patch up some random swap. I'll fix that on my own later. But I'm about to complete my download here. So
Let me know when you do.
yeah. Okay.
So this
Well, it looks like
passed.
that test worked out. Okay. Cool.
Now there's initial build command not executable. Let's run
So
that.
this tool. Let me actually take a look at the conveyor belt site at this point again. Conveyor
No,
belt.
ask me to show you.
Ah, true. True. Okay. So yeah. Okay, so I think there's a
Conveyor
README in
belt,
there.
readme.
Could we
Okay,
look at just the README?
here's the readme.
Yep, a CLI daemon that can watch source, invoke launch browser. Okay, and so sort of this is for a common use case of you have like a sort of like a web UI view of some sort of process, right? Like some sort of um console auto. It's almost like running like like ENTR, that program, like just doing a
Mm-hmm.
watch on some file changes and then displaying them on a browser. That kind of the broad intent. Is that fair to say?
It's for web development,
Sure.
for any website that can be statically hosted, statically served.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Sure.
what that statically served means?
Let's see. Hold on. I used to. Wait. Yeah. Isn't it like just like a static DNS address or something? Isn't it like static DNS, static just local IP
It's
address?
not to do with DNS. It has to do with there's this concept in 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 the web of static hosting. Static
Mm-hmm.
hosting means, before static hosting. No, static hosting is the original form of web hosting. Probably, it's like
Sure.
there are some files on a server, and the root of that directory is served at some path, and
Oh, okay. I see.
if
Instead
the
of like
user
fetching
asks
stuff.
for a path that corresponds with the path of a file that exists on the server in that
Mm-hmm.
directory, they get that file served to them
Mm-hmm.
under whatever MIME type. So if it's an HTML file, it'll be text HTML.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's something else, it could be the server has to like figure it out and add the MIME type as well in the headers.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some like special features that go with it. Like, for example, if there's an index.html file, then it will be served under root,
Mm-hmm.
the root path. That makes sense?
Yeah, I see.
And there's no like server-side execution of anything other than that logic that, I just described. There's no, the request path is this. Now go ahead and like execute
Go
some
fetch this, all that kind of
process
stuff.
that reads a database, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a wiki example, right?
Mm-hmm.
That pages are actually read from some program that reads a database, and then that server side process figured out some
Mm-hmm.
HTML that will be served as the
Mm-hmm.
response. No, static is, so that's static hosting, and it can be used for many things. It can be used to serve like fancy, super modern single page apps as well, because some HTML is served statically, and some JavaScript, or a lot of JavaScript, is also served statically. But as soon as it is running on the browser, it can do fancy JavaScript things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So static hosting is super popular.
Mm-hmm. I see. Yeah, I've seen there's like a Rust like static web server. Uh, is it a Crate? I think I've seen that before. Like I feel like it seems to me that there's perhaps like a
Mm-hmm.
resurgence in interest in that. Is that fair to say, or no?
A
Just
resurgence of static hosting?
yeah, yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
What do you think the kind of the reasons for that evolution are? Just curious.
Well, there's this, at least coders, they're
Hmm.
totally willing to like go into some source files and modify them. Or you know what, a blog post is just a markdown file that you
Hmm.
create, put in some header information like the date and the title, and then you go in and add the
Hmm.
markdown content, and you have this thing called a static site generator that
Hmm.
expects this directory structure for your content, and if you do it right, then it generates the entire website for you. So
Hmm.
for a coder, that's convenient, and you just add your content, rebuild your website, and redeploy it. Or that
Sure.
actually happens in CI, right?
Sure.
And then it publishes it automatically. So that's one
Yeah,
reason
that makes sense.
static is, but also, um, the fact that we can do so much in JavaScript that the JavaScript can communicate with a database and with various services via requests, that it's one way of doing things, and it provides a better user experience, because the
Hmm.
experience of waiting for a page to load, which is the experience of server side rendering, right,
Yeah.
is not as nice as the modern single page app that gives you a spinner for like the piece of data that is currently being fetched, and when you have it, it renders that element, and you can
Hmm.
deploy these apps on static file servers. You don't need server-side rendering for these apps.
Yeah, I see. I see.
And you probably don't want server-side like it's the simplicity of it is if you're already doing things dynamically on the client side.
Might as well just do that too. Yeah, do the rendering there. Yeah, I see. I guess another aspect is probably also just performance and whatnot too. Then, right? Just general performance being better, or at least like, yeah. I mean,
Well,
maybe,
something
maybe.
needs to render to create the UI.
Mm-hmm.
If you're doing server-side rendering, then you can guarantee that the HTML is generated quickly and the response is sent quickly, and your users can have a good performant experience.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from, if it's a very dynamic experience, then they will not have a good experience, right? Because they need to fetch pieces of information
Yeah.
on the fly, and that's not a good.
I guess it's also a function of like congestion and some things like that too. With that.
Or on the other hand, when you're doing client-side rendering and single page app and that, then you're relying on the performance of the
Mm-hmm.
client
Sure.
because it
Yeah.
needs to run all that JavaScript.
And it remains to be seen whether or not that's like really really sluggish, etc., or resource intensive. Yeah. I'm kind of
Yes.
wondering if this has any
hmm
overlaps with like some of the WebAssembly developments and whatnot too. I have to imagine the answer is yes.
Oh yeah. So you can optimize JavaScript to a certain extent, and that has been very significantly optimized.
Mm-hmm.
And you can try to architect. Like, for example, I think the one of the best examples for the good performance driven architecture of the single web app technology
Mm-hmm. I
was pioneered by Svelte.
think I've heard that name actually of that firm. I think I've heard of them.
Svelte at build time demonstrated that you can figure out all the different DOM transformations ahead of time, and then ship
Mm-hmm.
only those in an optimized set of such transformations
Mm-hmm.
instead of the more common
Mm-hmm.
ship a diffing algorithm, a DOM diffing, like a general all powerful DOM diffing algorithm in with the client, which is the case in React and Angular
Mm-hmm.
and those.
That's
And then
that
there's
sounds like, I guess that's like some of the research into incremental builds and that kind of stuff too. Then that sort of has some overlap with that domain too. I could see how that's pretty interesting, honestly, seeing those. Also, by the way, I'm trying to it- I'm I'm trying to just get back to the next develop on conveyor belt for the record. By the way,
okay.
I
So
haven't just been
let's
lollygagging or anything.
okay. Then let me do a mob next, and then we can switch to your screen.
Okay, well, it's still waiting to finish the next develop, I'll say. So, and I think we're gonna run into the situation where it yells at me for Chrome. So I can do like the export Nix packages, um, while unsupported system there. That's what I should do. Let me just do the screen share here. We can kind of get going here.
You have your next Darwin deployed.
Oh yeah, it's deployed. So let's see. Let's just do Nix develop impure here, just so I can get that over there. See if I can just get around here, and then I can. I don't have mob on my path. I take it that
No,
mob is
that's
in the
not.
dev
I
shell.
don't. I don't think it's going to work. Like, you can't work around that. What it told you is misleading.
Mm. I'm guessing that this is like way deeper in than where that it can actually touch. I see. Yeah, that probably won't work then. I see.
It's not about what
Um,
it's able to touch. It's like, sure, you can try to evaluate that derivation, but and maybe it will even evaluate, but I don't I don't think it will build. And even if it will
mm,
successfully build, do we
yeah,
want to
fair.
build Chromium now?
Fair enough. I don't want to compile Chromium. Yeah.
But
So
like, it's kind of it's
yeah,
contradictory logic, because if it was possible, then it would have been supported,
I see. Yeah, yeah, okay, I
and
see
you'd
what you
just
mean.
have it in the public cache.
Yeah, yeah, and then I would just been able to just get right into that. Okay, okay, yeah. So that's probably a fool's errand. I just need to figure out how to
But
turn this off here. I
before,
tried to get
bef-
mob as well.
right. So how about we make a .env
Okay, yep. Okay, here we go. Then it was like
export mob timer room.
room
The value
equals
is red tuatara 10.
10. Okay.
And another line,
NVRC or
use
dot env, you mean? Sorry, this should be an env, shouldn't it?
.env.
Okay. Wow.
And
Okay.
another
I,
line,
oh, yeah. Okay.
use nix.
Yeah. Use mix. There we go.
And maybe even another line,
Okay. Yeah, and then yeah. Okay. Um let me just edit my let me just add I'm just gonna turn on pipe operators globally. I don't really mind that or anything like that. Let me just go to my uh yeah, I'm just gonna okay, I guess I need to follow that symlink. How do I do that? Not my head. Let me just
you don't want to do it like the right way
um
in Nix
oh
Darwin.
yeah. Yeah, you know what? Why am I doing that to myself? That's a great point. That's actually dumb to not do that that way. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Sometimes I do very imperative stuff when there's like literally no point here. Yeah, just need to find the experimental features, pipe operators, just pack it on there. Pipe operators, right? Yeah.
Cool.
I have no idea why I did that beyond like, oh, I don't want to maintain my old stale configuration, but that's honestly I should just bump it up so I can at least have something more serviceable while I'm continuing on dendritic land here. Or
Totally.
I could honestly just consume it right now instead of just gatekeeping myself. Okay, there we go. So that should be good. Now I'll just need to restart this terminal session there. I also have to port I'll probably just make a branch and then address some of these migration issues here. Probably gonna be a good idea. Okay, I don't actually have mob, but I have to imagine I can just do like I could just add it to like my packages list or something. Yeah.
You can add it to you can do that, or you can add it to the .env.
Okay. Yeah, I would actually prefer to put it localized in the dev shell in some capacity. Yeah, that would be good. Okay. Um.
I think your screen is frozen for me.
Oh, it froze again. Damn it. Okay. Try this again. Your screen. Okay.
Your operating system is like, yeah, this doesn't seem important. There are other priorities. Let's freeze that.
Yeah, I can probably look into why that seems to consistently occur. Okay, so I'm just reloading my dev shell here.
It seems like it has this problem of not having this problem of not downloading.
Yeah,
Try
yeah. It's a little weird.
restarting that.
It's a little weird. Yeah, I'm just gonna conveyor. Okay, there we go.
There are commands for this, like direnv reload.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know about that. Actually, this I have this little alias which just does pretty much uh reloads a bash shell and then execs dir end reload. But you know the download fail crap here just that's it got stuck on that, so I was like, ah, screw it. I'm just gonna jump in. Yeah, I do have that as one of my aliases actually. Yeah, it's bash and then dir end reload. What I've got going on there. Kind of a clunky alias, but anyway, so let's see, we've got mob timer room set up
In the
there.
.env we could add usenix, another line of usenix. We need a usenix without arguments, and then we can use nix
Oh, I
with
see. You're gonna use Nix with something else thrown on.
p flag,
Okay, like
and
basically force
then
pure
mob.
evaluation. Is that what it was off the top of my
No,
of what it
that's
is?
it's. I think it stands for package, and
Okay,
another argument mob.
okay, yeah, gotcha.
This should do the trick.
Cool. Wow. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, and then I've gotta
Well,
circumvent that
you can
probably.
change the order.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it doing it
I can
anyway?
definitely do that.
Oh, it's doing it anyway. Look, it's not
Yeah, it skipped past that one and just kept going, so I guess that's
okay.
fine. Seems fine
That's just
then.
bash being bash.
Yeah,
I
I use
like much
bash
better how
only.
new shell does that, where no, if there's a failure, it's not going to continue.
Yeah, I use bash right now just because like with these like crappy embedded Linux machines and all that, I just you tend to just see bash show up on there and it just becomes familiar. So at least maybe make bash a little nicer is kind of the thinking. But I do intend to try new shell or like fish or something like that, or Z shell even.
New shell, 100%.
New shell has like the nice functional semantics, which I think is definitely most appealing to me instead of
But
like stringly typed crap and all that. Okay, let's see. Now we've got mob here. Okay. So you did a mob next.
but I don't think we will do any more rotation.
Sure,
So just
that's
do
fine.
a mob. First, before we do mob commands, let's make sure that git status is clean.
Right now, it's just, this is not
What
on the git ignore, evidently, I guess. And this also seems like,
to me, these are user concerns. This is a user tool.
sure,
Like nothing in this repository forces you to use drenv specifically, right?
sure.
So what I do is I
Oh, are you going to add it to
ignore
the
these
git
two.
explode?
Yeah, that's one way.
It's,
I have these ignored in my global git config,
okay, yeah, yeah.
but this is totally valid. Yeah.
I'll probably just do it here. Yeah, dot gear end, anniversary. Yeah, true. Status. Okay, there we go. Cool.
Now you can do mob start.
Mob start. Wait, I did on master for mob session. Okay,
Yep, that's what we want.
cool. Okay,
Now let's try to fix the first issue of you don't have Nix packages does not offer ungoogled Chromium or any Chromium
right,
for Darwin.
right. So
So we
I was
say
trying to
okay.
find that.
So text search ungoogled Chromium,
Yeah, it's one of these here.
and your screen froze.
Oh,
No, I see it.
again?
I have it.
Okay. Yeah, okay. There's the okay, it's not that one. Chromium. Okay, it's this reference
This.
probably.
Yeah.
Anything else? Yeah, okay, that's so it is just this one here. So it's this check-env, which is it goes to that there.
The
I guess
problem with
this is an
that,
optional value here.
right? So I think as soon as we say, you know what, we might not provide a Chromium bin path,
Hmm.
then we can't do this anymore. We can't put it in an explicit environment variable anymore. We need to just
Hmm.
put it in the path
Yeah,
in
gotta
the
require that.
both the check, right? Both the check
Yeah.
packages, whatever, and the check in native check inputs, right?
Yeah, yeah. Native
And
check
the dev
inputs.
shell. No, wait, not the dev shell. Yes, the dev shell.
Let's see. This
Uh,
one uses packages.defaults, and then packages.defaults uses build-env, check-env. I'm not sure where native check inputs gets filled out, but I'm guessing it's behind this make shell or in some capacity or something.
Before we go on making changes and figuring this out,
Sure,
let's talk this through,
sure.
because when it is a Chromium bin path, explicit environment variable, and the testing framework just knows what to do with it.
So it needs that. I see. I see. Yeah. It ends up getting referenced in a couple of places, so you have to feed it that. That's why it's that way. I see.
But but we don't have to. But if
Sure.
we just if we the alternative is to put, make either make sure or ask the developer to make sure that there is a Chromium in the
Hmm.
path. But then it's like, well, Chromium is also ex, an unrelated global concern of the developer, and they need to be aware that when they launch Chromium here in their dev shell,
Hmm.
uh, it's something different, right? It's something else.
Yeah. I guess so I take it from what I'm gathering, this is just like a stock on Google Chromium install here. But I guess theoretically there's installs of it that maybe don't play as nicely with this. Is that the case? Or is that not really worth thinking about? Basically, I'm
Installs
wondering
and
if one solution is just you just call Chromium straight up in here instead of that, which is sort of makes it that
th-
global concern that you
that's what
speak
I'm
of.
thinking is a bit of a kind of unkind thing to do to the user, because the to the developer, because the developer might run Chromium thinking it's their system
Hmm.
Chromium, but it's actually the project specific Chromium.
Yeah, it gets weird just for it to just call out just some named, just any old executable. You
you're
also don't get
you're
reproducible
only
behavior
saying
depending
that
on it.
because you are a Nix user.
It's just because like if you have two chromiums on your path, you're already cooked. Like depending on order of the chromium that you run, all that kind of stuff gets
Mhm.
dicey depending on how path is, being populated and whatnot.
Okay, so
So,
here's another approach to this. The Nix will set Chromium bin path
hmm.
um, only on Linux, and
Hmm.
any other platform the developer has to set Chromium bin path themselves.
That was like one, like when I just sort of saw this, I was, without really talking about it, we sort of just spoke very, very like a little bit about this. I kind of imagined that maybe one solution would just be to like I don't know if like maybe you just like put an optional adders around this or something, something really basic. But I guess this is an option that's going into per system, isn't it? So I guess you probably want
No,
to go
you're right.
native. This.
In terms of how we avoid placing this in checkend, yeah, you're totally right. So, yeah, just do that.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Uh,
Oh, by the way, there's another way to do this. I don't know if you know this about
Hmm.
Nix. It's a Nix language feature that I don't see being used very often.
There's another way to
Because
do the like that optional adders thing that you're that.
yes, yes.
Hmm. Do I know about this feature? Maybe I do. Maybe I don't. I probably don't.
If the value, do you know that attr names can be dynamic? They can be
Built-ins
an
adder names. You mean?
no,
Or
the
oh
literal attr name
okay. Yeah.
can be an expression.
Yes, I've actually used that in one place on my dendritic configuration. I actually used it to essentially perform a dynamic assignment which was honestly probably pointless. I could have just had 2 copies of the code, but I think I did something like that
And usually
once.
that expression evaluates into a string.
Yeah, it has to turn into some kind of string. Yeah.
But there is another type that it can be, which is valid.
Let's see. So it could be strings. I know about strings being that. I'd have to imagine it's something that can coerce to some kind of string-like thing, or is that
Or
not true?
not.
Is it okay?
If we want the attribute to not exist,
If you want it to not exist, can you actually use null for
exactly.
attribute key?
Yeah,
So like a null key,
yeah,
or so
that's
you'd
it.
actually mark the key as null. Interesting.
And then the attribute will never be evaluated. So the value of the attribute will never be evaluated.
Interesting. Okay, so I mean, I guess you could implement this by
You want to try that?
basically making this expression like it's like a null if
Mm-hmm.
not no, like if not Linux, basically
Yep.
stdenv host platform that not not stdenv host platform that is Linux
Yeah.
probably.
Do it.
Okay,
That-
I see what you're getting at. So what do I have to actually like? Probably have to specify like this. I'm
You
guessing.
started out correctly, but you don't need the quotes.
Okay, I don't need the quote. Okay. Um, let's see. Yeah, I was curious at one thing here. And this is something I was thinking about as well. Like, I feel like, well, you know how the per system context also has, lib as a module argument. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like while in most cases, like the libs are basically just the same here. My
Mm-hmm.
leaning is generally to just add this here, but then it gets kind of goofy. So like, I don't know, maybe just use the one up top. Eh.
My choice was to use the one from the top because it is always present. So that's a simple choice to make.
Okay, yeah, I could see that too. Yeah. Let's see. So what am I doing here? I don't know why I actually.
I think it's pkgs dot
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
studenv.
That's the then the host platform that is well. Okay. So it's like not if if is Linux. Yeah. Right. So then the host platform that is Linux, then else null.
Make sure that's a string.
Yeah. This should be a string. You're right. Yeah. Else null. Um. Probably have a formatter in here. So maybe I'll just run
It
mix
uses the
format from
flake
here.
formatter. Can you configure your NeoVim to use? That's what I did. Use
Okay.
my NeoVim is
Yeah.
configured to use the flake formatter.
So here's a small caveat. This is actually not NeoVim. This is Helix.
Oh,
Um,
well,
I
does
have
it have
to.
such a feature?
I think it does. I just haven't configured that, which is not great.
Even if it
Um,
does not have like a proper feature for this, surely it can be configured to use arbitrary command.
yeah, yeah. That's what I had for it. Although I didn't. I think I ran into some not issues with actually implementing it so much as like it was like some goofiness with standard out, standard error. It's honestly something I can fix right now here. Basically just have it run Nix format. Let's see. Helix.
I'll be back in a moment, okay?
Yeah. Sounds good. Format. Formatter. Okay. It's like Nix format. There's a command equals. Kind of what I had here.
I'm back.
Okay. Let's see. So I went ahead and configured a Nix format that way here. Um, via this here. Wait. Wait, yeah, no, it's okay. I just put that down that way there.
The command should probably include the path
Yeah.
to the current file that you want to format.
Yeah. Let's see. Do I have the ability to recover that from Helix? Helix formatter configuration.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
In NeoVim, it's percent.
It probably has one of those things. I just remember it being a little bit incomplete here. Let's see. Let's see if it has anything on that. Formatters reference. Just take a look at Nix here because it probably comes up here for Nix.
If there's a next one, let's see.
Language is not. Oh, how to add your first formatter. Okay.
So there is no next one.
There actually is. There is like recognition of the language, but there's not really great guidance here. I think here. I need to find the thing with the arguments, basically. Original, it must be able to take it as input from standard in, I see. And write to standard out. So
Nix form, like
I
Nix
suppose
Flick
it would have to
formatter
be
does
some sort
not
of,
do that.
yeah. Yeah, it sort of isn't, it doesn't like really like have the same semantics. It doesn't really write to standard out, or so that probably is not going to work here. I had Alejandra
But
on
we
my
can,
thing here.
but we can still make it work, right?
We certainly can. Yeah. I had to basically get the current file path on my buffer, and then I'd have to be like, uh, it would basically in pseudocode probably be something like Nix formats, like
Mm-hmm.
like if it was Vim, I guess it's like %1. I'm guessing probably just something like that. I'd have to guess here.
But
So
is this a bash or what is this? Command with arguments? Because you can't just. If
Yeah,
it's a commands with arguments, you can't do piping things. You'd have to write a script that does this.
might have to write a script for this in order to get access to the.
So your workaround is like maybe reasonable that it will end up formatting everything. If you run nixfumt, then it'll just format everything, all the files.
Yeah, I mean, for the record, I'm not like strongly married to Helix. I just found that like when I had run Nixvim before, I just like sort
You
of
know,
I just
I
found that
don't.
it downloaded so much stuff, just so much stuff, and I was just trying to get my closure sizes down, and I could get most of the capabilities with much less downloading. So
I don't mind what editor you use.
yeah,
Okay, so
um,
fine. Let's try just nixfumt. Wait.
yeah, I
But
ran that
now do you
earlier
think
here.
it doesn't work because it will be past something instead? Well, it won't read. It will just ignore the stood in. I think it will work.
Yeah, I mean, let's see what actually happens if I do that here.
Wait, receive stood in and then write.
I guess I should be
Oh, then
doing like
does it support? Does Helix support what's called non-ls? That doesn't make sense. Does it support? Uh, I don't know. Is there
Helix
like a project like Helix, Flakefumt, something like that?
like format. Let's take a look.
I think I lost your screen.
Again? Oh, here.
Froze.
Here, let me just try again here. Wow, share screen. Yeah, some of these like little growing pains and stuff like that that I've run into, just kind of didn't really address some of those. So I really should kind of come back around and hit those here. Okay, so and also here's okay. Actually, I found a flake that might be
I have your
interesting for
screen,
this
but I
here.
don't really have your screen.
You don't have my screen?
Yeah, it's like blank.
Oh, that's really weird. Try sharing again. This is interesting here. This flake here. So, okay, what actually happened when I did the Nix format here? Do I have logs here? Okay. Formatting Nix format. Well, okay, I guess it tried running it. Tried running something. Let me just see if that
Is that from the LSP though?
this is just the logs from not from the LSP, but from Helix.
Look,
Well, yeah, from the
it's
okay.
from NixD.
Yeah, from NixD. Yeah.
So I see. So what did it try to do?
I think it
What did Nix?
just ran Nix format with nothing.
Okay, but that's wrong.
That's wrong.
It's
And you need a
we need
path
the
for it,
flake
don't you?
formatter.
Yeah. Yeah, see that is odd here. So this is what I wrote here, which, should have been okay. Hold on. Let me just try let me just nuke this session here and then
I can have a good workaround for us.
here. Um just nuke this session here and then okay. It's curious that this gets sort of stuck consistently there. Uh,
I think I do have a good workaround for us.
okay. Oh, so you want me to
Turn
pass the
off formatter for Nix and bind yourself
for this thing?
and bind yourself a just a binding or ideal or ideally some sort of a post write hook that
Okay.
just
Yeah.
invokes Nix from
Yeah. Yeah, I see. Helix. Helix. Actually, I can search it up by doing save. No. Yeah, what I'm looking for is definitely like Helix, editor, save, hook, big open, mix. Big. Want to check. So like, okay, so okay, it does think I am running this command. I guess it's just wrong. Okay. Wonder why this is stuck forever here. Okay, so then save hook. So it's something on save here. Well, there is format on save, which is the normal one, but okay. Let's see if I can find
I'm
save
asking
format.
Grok. Meantime, on another screen.
Yeah, yeah. Save then build here. Someone had an action that did
Hmm.
something like this. Interesting.
Here's what
Sage run. Okay, I see. That's
here's
how I could do
something.
it. Okay, yeah.
What did you find?
Um, sorry. I I found this, which involves running a shell command using the shell pass through here. Which
Uh-huh.
sure, it's not on save per se, but
What Grok suggested is under keys dot normal, and then whatever key you use to save,
okay. Yep.
you
Control. Yeah,
do
I see. I see. That I see what it's getting at. Yeah, yeah,
the colon W
yeah. Here, and then you like
followed
do something
by.
else.
So this needs to be a list instead of a string,
Yeah, yeah. I see what you mean.
and then you do the shell like you said shell, and you
Yeah.
apparently dollar percent. I don't know if Grok is right about that. Sometimes they're wrong.
I can look it up. Helix editor percent symbol. I mean, this seems to actually be the case here. Okay. Yeah, this person is using val file name. So I'm actually kind of wondering if I could just do the Nix format with this syntax here. Kind of wondering if that would work or not.
Yes, it'll be a nix
Nix
fumt
val file name.
percent, either
Yeah,
just
current
percent
file
or
name in the
percent
active buffer.
something val.
I see. Interesting. Yeah, so what's the history of this issue here? Okay. Yeah, I mean, seems like there's a commit that deals with this here. Let's take a look, and this is an interesting find here. This might actually finally give me what I was looking for. Okay. LSP workspace command. That it's not in any documentation is unfortunate though.
Why don't you try that var name?
Buffer name
Asking Grok again
variable.
said no. Actually, a plain percent does not expand to the current file name.
Okay, here. Command line expansions are supported in, okay, yeah. And then this is right, arg standard in. So, okay. Yeah, so I could do Nix format on buffer name. Now, Nix format on buffer name, um, that just it doesn't in place edit though. It has to like I have to get it to spit it out to standard out though. No.
You don't have to, because Helix. What typically how editors do is they just if they read the file again after that command finishes.
That's fair. Yeah. Let's try also kind of thinking maybe I should do command and then args this way.
Yes.
args rules, and probably technically could do like
I don't think this will
config.package or
work.
something.
This is
Um,
expected to write a file, right? Like, what's the contract here? That command is expected to write a file to somewhere, to
it's
stood
supposed to
out,
like
or
write to standard out, and it's supposed to receive the file contents for standard in. So I'd have to probably do something like buffer name
well,
into like Nix
you
format or something.
you'd never get Nixfumt to write the file to standard out. It's not. It doesn't do that.
Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of what my concern was with the in place edit thing. Like it doesn't seem like there's any direct way to invoke that way unless I cast the file back out or something like that, which is weird.
Yeah. So what's wrong with that binding control S or whatever you save with to execute Nixfumt?
I don't think. I mean, I don't think anything wrong. Let me just try that. I didn't actually finish my thought there. That's what happened there. Um, uh,
Yes, that, and
shell.
then
And then I guess just
Nixfumt.
Nix formats, and then
However, you get the
buffer name. It looks like. Curious if I can get this to
yeah. But
do what I want it to do.
this kind of will break wherever you don't have Nixfumt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely true.
So maybe you
That
can have
might
an
be okay though.
alternative key binding.
Curious to see if this can.
You could have a key binding just for Nixfumt, and then you'd save and format, something
Yeah,
like that.
I could do that. Let's see. Do I have a keybind for format? No, I don't actually have a keybind for format, so maybe I could just look format. Could maybe just yeah, I could probably just use let's see here. Don't really use that there. Let me actually just comment this on then. I could maybe just do like A F equals and a list is not necessary then. Put that there. Mix format buffer name.
So this is a binding for Flake specific
Yeah,
projects that provide their formatter via Nixfumt.
I can work. I can live with that. I can definitely live with that. Here, I'm reload. Here.
By the way, if you want to contribute to Helix, this would be an easy contribution.
Yeah, yeah. I think that definitely is a gap that is worth addressing here. I'd have to investigate how sort of the I have to investigate how the formatters are handled and stuff here. I mean, it seems like it definitely requires that specific pipeline here. I'm wondering what the feasibility or difficulty would be there. Maybe I can find some issues on it and see if there's any context that could help with that. I mean, I'd agree though, overall.
If you want to do it, send me a message and I'll give you all the context I know of.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this seems like it just kind of failed due to network access here.
Network?
Yeah. spdx.org.
Your screen froze.
Oh, okay. Yep. The thing
Is
that
that a
failed is
networking problem?
it probably is now that you mention it.
Is your router doing some QoS, broken manner where it just
I probably it's like a crappy unconfigured just off the shelf thing from the cable companies here. I had a more custom setup, but I haven't gotten around to applying that because of because I moved in here recently. I have to reinstate my little home lab. This is what I was talking about, by the way. This was definitely not failing earlier here, so that's
huh?
silly.
spdx.org.
Let me just test that this works the way I expect it to do.
Oh,
Fig reload,
it's now spdx.dev.
and that just changed. Okay,
Well, I mean, it's um,
okay. It looks like this. Don't know if that actually.
Can you do an
Okay, yeah. Once.
that's
Yeah.
interesting because I think we might have an input here in this project that is from that website.
Yeah. Let's see. So I could trace this down by.
Search for license or search for SPDX. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
now I see it.
Ah, yeah. It's
SPDX.org
right there.
license.
The license file. Let's see. I guess I can just change it here and then do a. It looks like you use Flake
Try in the
file, so I can
browser.
just change it.
In
Check
your
out the.
browser, try
Hmm.
try figuring out where you can find it. It
It's
works.
actually accessible through the original URL here.
Okay.
That's interesting.
What about .dev? Does that work?
Let's see.
No. Okay,
That's the
good.
exact
They
opposite
did
of
not
this.
break those links.
Interesting. That's really weird though. That's the exact opposite of what what
Try
I'm
it
seeing
again.
there.
Just run
Let me
again. See
see.
what happens.
Try again with the
Are you using some alternative DNS or are you using only your ISP?
definitely not. Yeah, just the ISP. Very, very basic.
Okay. You wanna see what I do? I think I've
Sure.
figured out pretty good. Let's go to my infra repo, GitHub Mighty IAM
Yeah.
infra.
Actually, believe I have a copy of it around here. Maybe I don't. Okay, yeah. Let's just search it up that way. Yeah. Couldn't get tabbed that way. Wait, this is not actually the
Hmm.
trying to go to your profile here. Yeah, just go to your profile there. That's your repo there. Okay, yeah. Then it's infra. Where's the infra repo?
That's not
There it
my profile,
is.
that's the repo.
There we go.
I search for a file called DNS.
DNS. This thing here.
Yes. This is a NixOS thing, but I
Mm-hmm.
bet Nix Darwin has
I
similar.
believe it does off the top of my head. Yeah, I just haven't configured that. Probably would benefit from a little bit more fine tuning of that.
So some of this is not relevant, like this resolve the DNS over TLS opportunistic. I think that's pretty good decision, but for a PC.
Sure.
But otherwise, these this list of DNS servers, both IPv4, IPv6, Cloudflare, and Google.
Yeah, a lot of the standard ones. Yeah. Curious here. DNS here. See if there's anything here. There actually is here. Don't actually know what my default DNS configuration is. Maybe I could find that here somewhere.
It's probably to use whatever the ISP provides.
Probably, yeah. Where would I find that here? There we go. Whatever that points to.
It's
And
probably
then
from the
this,
ISP.
yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that may be the equivalent. It may be your router, because the
I
top
think
one
so.
is
I
your
think both these
router.
are just my router for the record. And so it's whatever's on the, okay, so I basically outsourced it to my router. I see. So I had to figure out what my router configuration is
You
here.
don't with if you add more, like with Nix Darwin,
Oh yeah, I
you
can
add
just circumvent
those.
that. It's fair. Yeah. I honestly can just paste those. You had this list right here. I honestly can just paste that and that would work just
Yep,
fine. Yeah.
it's been
Let's
working well
see.
for
Does the
me.
Cloudflare stuff? Yeah, I mean, seems like I could just straight up put this whole list in and it would be pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Dot files. Main. Yeah, modules. Darwin. I really should just kind of correct some of this here. This is like the old non-dendritic style here.
I get it.
Oop, there we go. Oh my God. There. Okay, right. Now I'm beholden to my Nix format command here, which I think it will actually eventually do the right thing. I kind of just want that to work here. Um, but okay. Um, even if it doesn't work with the formatting side here, I should be able to still apply it. Wait, forgot to actually add it to. Uh, okay, that worked there. Kind of wondering if this will actually format for me here. Yeah, the formatting on Helix is a little janky, but I do think it's really I do agree though. I think
You
it's
had a
really
warning
important to
there. Did you see it?
yeah, I saw those. These are warnings from just like some quick
No, a relevant one for DNS.
ah yeah, no network services, huh? Ah, okay. Just get my names here. Probably just want it on the Wi-Fi here. Yeah, just Wi-Fi. Known network services equals Wi-Fi. And did they spell it that way? Yes, they did. Try that again. Yeah, okay. Seems like seems like that format is. Oh, okay. There we go. There we go. You know what? I was just running the wrong thing. Whoops. Forgot to use my own command here. Honestly, I'm kind of okay with putting that on the save operation potentially. Okay, it does actually say when it runs too.
Not every file you edit is inside a directory that has an flake.nix.
Yeah, I mean that's fair though. That is totally fair though. So like it does kind of impose a lot more than is reasonable there. Maybe I should just find maybe a keybind that comes more second nature to me because I'm not unhappy with the keybind I have. Well, I'm not unhappy with this behavior here. Just needs just need to make it a little bit more like something I consciously reach for all the time. That's something I notice with like a lot of like tools and utilities. I just like I have to like train myself to use them, but I'm all about kind of putting, you know, acceleration like tools that accelerate the experience under my belt here. So I'm always kind of looking around for stuff. Okay, cool. And then added that declaratively. Looks good. So now that we have that there, I'm just gonna close that there. I guess I killed my conveyor belt tab here. Interesting. Hmm. Let's see. Can I
What am I seeing?
what is up? Oh yeah, are you not able to see the share here? Now we it seems like that didn't make a
Ping,
difference here. I
ping. Oh, I see it. So it
okay,
seemed
yeah.
not to, cannot
Didn't
resolve?
have an effect here. Yeah, because it straight up didn't resolve. Yeah, so
No. Do it
it did actually come up on my
imperatively.
settings here. Huh?
Do it imperatively in the GUI here.
Uh yeah. So pdx.org. And then it goes to spdx.dev when I do that. Okay. So it redirects, but then maybe the redirect is what?
Yeah. Redirect means actually you have resolution.
That would make sense.
So I don't know what your like what Nix Darwin did with those extra DNS servers.
Seems like it just added them to
Oh, they are added. Added.
yeah. Seems like it added
I
them just
see. I see. That's great. It actually
yeah,
works.
it's like the NixOS module system except just for Darwin. It's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. So,
Hmm.
but you still cannot seem to resolve that through Nix. Can you try like using what's the command? The command for dig.
Ah,
Using
yeah.
dig.
I don't use dig very often, but let's see. It's
Just
dig
dig
at
and then
that.
the domain. Well, dig can do it.
So dig can see it, but I guess it's something from. I feel like maybe like I had a thought, but I didn't sort of
It
say.
maybe it's
But I'm wondering
cached.
if it's like. Oh, I was just thinking about like maybe there's some sort of lack of networking in the sandbox here. I mean, but like
That does not
I mean you
happen in the sandbox. That's just Nix fetching an input.
okay okay this is pre sandbox. Yeah, I see. Um, hmm. It looks like you use that the 1.1.1.1 there for the download.
I think this must be a result of like a failure being cached.
Nix actions. Oh, interesting. The logs also are the logs are like better. Well, okay. This actually should be printing. Well, okay. I don't know what I'm saying with that, but the logs. Interesting. Downloading that. That's the URL.
Can
And
you like
then
restart the Nix daemon?
sure.
Actually, I'm not sure it's the daemon that does this. This is eval time fetching. It's
This would
not
be
the daemon.
local. This would be like my local like process that's running. Yeah.
So
yeah.
what resolver does Nix use? What DNS resolution library does Nix
I
use
do
in
not
its
know the answer to
eval
that
time
at all.
fetchers
Yeah.
on Mac OS specifically? That's an LLM question. What DNS resolver does Nix do?
So once you've said that.
Nix eval
Although
time
maybe what I should
fetchers
do is actually I
use
should
on
restart
Mac OS.
no, but like you said, it's not actually asking to build, it's just fetching something and it just fails to fetch. Yeah.
Could restart the computer.
I could restart the computer. That's fair game. You
Nix
want me to
eval time
restart the
fetchers
computer?
like fetch URL and primarily rely on libcurl's DNS resolution, which
Okay,
uses
it's
the
using
system's
libcurl.
native resolver.
Okay. Which would point to it using the thing I set up.
Can you try scutil
Yeah, sutil
with the DNS flag?
util DNS. Yeah, I see.
Okay.
Okay, it's got the whole list here, which is
And can you
some
try DNS? No, sorry, DS cache util.
yes cache
There's this whole
util.
invocation here, DS cache util with Q,
Yep.
and then the host, no, host, literally host, and then the A flag,
Yep.
name, literally name, and then the domain.
Name SP wait, like spdx.org.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Wonder if I need to specify it a certain way.
No, that's not a thing.
Okay.
So
I guess
you
it
can see
has
that the system this should use the same thing that Nix uses.
Yeah.
Should.
But it seems like it's not using the same thing when it comes to fetching. Curiously, interesting.
Can you just like curl the same that whole URL?
Yeah. What was it? Like that
Well,
next.
maybe just SPDX, HTTP. Yeah,
Yeah, I see.
yeah, that whole thing.
Roll.
Oops.
Roll. DX.org licenses. DXT.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it is
So
reachable
everything
from
can
over
do
here.
it except for Nix, the libcurl that Nix uses.
I can probably try to I can just restart the actual well no that right. That still doesn't yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess it's fetching from my user session here, which is okay, that's weird though.
There's a Nix command, something like prefetch inputs.
Nix prefetch URL. You mean this one?
No, a flake command that prefetches all the inputs.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Nix. I think I know what you're talking about here. Flake
It's Nix flake prefetch inputs.
prefetch. Yeah. maybe this one works. Oh, okay. Dear end reload.
Yo, this may have to do
Oh wow.
w-
Okay. Wow.
with
That is interesting.
with some
That
with
that
some DNS cache, right?
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, it seems like whatever I was using before. Well, okay. So to wrap my head around this, I did a prefetch inputs.
Be- Before you wrap your head around this, I want to add a bit of context you might not like realize. We're using in the .env use Nix,
Use
not
Nix.
use
Yeah.
Flake. And in the shell dot,
Ah.
which means they will be using the shell dot,
Ah.
and in the shell.nix, we're using Lix project Flake
Ah.
compat. See that Flake compat thing?
It's you turn off the follows there. It's probably in the Flake compat. Yeah, you're using Lix's version of Flake compat. Okay.
So
Interesting. So you're using
that
Lix's version of Flake compat. Isn't it just the same thing?
now that has a feature that others don't.
Mm.
It's the feature that allows avoiding copying everything to the store.
Okay. Okay, I see. This seems to have just failed because of some stupid crap here. I can just get this away with like a Nix GC real quick. I'll just let it proceed as far as I can though. But okay. So let's see. This Lix Flake compat here, we did use Nix. Because we didn't use Nix, we went through the Flake compat side of, you know, the shell.nix part, I guess, here. Hold on. What was in shell.nix anyway? Yeah, dev shell import this built-in current system dot default. And I guess you've got, which is
No,
this,
you're missing a step here. You need to go to default.nix.
oh wait, yeah, sorry, yeah, you're importing, yeah, you're not importing Flake, right? You're not doing get Flake, you're doing shell.nix is import default.nix, then default.nix is this, yeah. Then you're sort of doing, you're almost doing something that looks like the get Flake here, but then you've got inputs that Flake compat there, I see.
Oh,
So
your
then you
screen
use the Lix
froze.
version of Flake compat.
Your
Yeah.
screen froze for me.
Oh, okay. Wait, let's try that again. Let's try. This is really goofy. This continually happens here.
That's the
Okay.
only real like problem that we have in this session.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. So you're using using the Flake compat from Lix here. Then you're passing it to called built-ins. Then you're doing the import, and then the import. And I think, let's see, we've got the, okay, and then you copy source tree to store. I guess it has this option there, or maybe not an option, just like a
Exactly.
function argument or something like that. And then, so then I have no idea what copy source tree to store is doing here, but I'm guessing, yeah, I guess there's a function. So you just pass it to that, and then it gives you the outputs of the flake there. So, or not even outputs of the flake, just,
Yeah,
yeah, no
that's the
problem. Yeah,
outputs of the
outputs of the
flake.
flake.
But the point is, it's not really using Nix flake commands,
Yeah,
but it's using the flake. So that means
yeah.
the inputs are fetched not by the actual real flake implementation, but in non-flake, like vanilla Nix
Yeah.
eval time fetchers.
Like
And
legacy Nix. Yeah, I see.
and then I know, but I still like don't understand why prefetching them, but because I think they end up in the store. So
It's in my
like
store by prefetching it, so I guess like this is doing just doing that around that path here, and by prefetching we've circumvented that. Yeah. So then I guess it tries to reconstruct. So if that's the case, that makes sense why it failed where it did though. it failed on the spot where it was doing like a make shell pretty much. And
So where are we failing now?
this is just some crud that happens on Darwin here. It's just some
Huh?
random like I think I can get rid of it just by like a mix collect garbage.
Huh?
There's some like little quirks with Nick Darwin because of um just like it's more generally like just the Nix as deployed on Mac OS here as well. So maybe I could have just restarted to get it out of there, but okay, so I see though. So this licks feature has that there. Then I guess I was doing like essentially a local reconstruction of the process that would get into the store there, and then I would. It's interesting that it fails to resolve with that DNS, like whatever it's using for its DNS resolution there. Like I guess I have no idea what it's. So that's the fetcher configuration, right? And the fetcher is using libcurl, and then libcurl. I guess I have no idea like how or like what it's seeing at that point that results in that failure. It's clearly, I'm guessing like a thing where it's ignoring the system configuration and sort of reconstructing it back to some known like pure state though.
Maybe it's using a build time fetcher and not an eval time fetcher.
Like it's doing like an IFD type of thing, you're saying?
Yes. The
I
build time
wonder if it is.
fetchers, they don't. I don't know how they work with regards to networking and name resolution.
Well, my thought was like maybe it's like it is actually doing, yeah, so like if it is doing like an IFD, then that would maybe suggest that's running in a sandbox at that point. And then the sandbox has no network unless you go relaxed. So then it just fails miserably. Maybe? I guess I don't know what the note, like I didn't like log down the specific failure. Um, but maybe it probably just uh go ahead and proceed ahead with this here just since, Atomic.
Okay.
I ought to look this up here, this version of Flake Compat. This is interesting. Had no idea about this. Okay, this is different. This actually survived here, and then it blew up on something else here, Flake parts. Make shell packages, not externally. Okay, so I guess it didn't like the packages argument here, the module argument for per system. And it died because of, well, this might. No, but this is like an atomic delete. I think it's just deleting what it's pruning like symlinks first, and then like then it's going in another pass and actually like deleting sort pads after like there's no alive links to a given asset. Isn't that what's happening there? So this should have nothing to do with that, I think.
What browser are you using to share screen with?
I'm using Safari right now.
Hmm. Want to try Chrome?
Yeah, I've got to actually go and declaratively install Chrome real quick though. I used Zen browser, but it didn't like Zen browser.
Because this is
It's pretty bad.
yeah.
Let me see if I can well, okay, let
How
me
about
actually
we
just see if I can do that. Like,
also like, discuss subsequent sessions?
cool. Yeah.
Was this fun? Is this fun for you?
Yeah,
Is this
this was
valuable?
pretty. Yeah, this is pretty cool. I mean, we got we didn't really like get to a lot of the the actual project here, but I feel like we were very involved in a way that I think is very useful.
Mm-hmm.
So that was cool. Yeah, I guess.
I
Okay.
agree.
Yeah. So I'm curious about the mob programming side of things here, and also just like some of the little details around like yeah, some of the little details around like I kind of like the whole thing where you've got like a test driver that stands up a browser instance and stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty advanced, some of the packaging around that. And so I feel like that is like cool slash useful slash um broadening horizons type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Totally. It's a first for me. It's quite challenging setting this all up.
yeah, I mean the closest I've gotten with even something remotely approaching that is just like, NixOS test, but even that is just like, there's so much to that too. So,
Would you like to um, schedule another one? I would like to do before we consider adding more people. I'd like to do a session where we don't have the screen freeze thing.
over and over. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be down though. I'll need to do some investigation of this. Like I mean, I can definitely
Well,
totally share via like Chrome or something like that.
yeah,
That's totally fine.
we can even
I
try
don't.
Chrome now.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna install Chrome right now because I had to turn off Nix Homebrew and stuff like that here. Nix packages doesn't exactly have a Google Chrome here, so I mean I could just imperatively install it potentially, or just turn on Nix Homebrew again. I really should have kept bumping this configuration. Yeah, do
Yeah,
true
just do it
there.
imperatively. It's not a big deal in macOS, right? It's like just copy something somewhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. I don't have Homebrew either. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah, let me just Google Chrome.
It's been a while since you did that.
Yes, it has been. I actually, ironically, like, so my friend visited for some days, and we were just trying to watch some like movies or whatever. And so we were like, let me get VLC player, right? So then I spent a bunch of time trying to declaratively install it, and and it was just like this general like cruft that I was sort of dusting off in my configuration repository there. And at some point, like
Mm-hmm.
what like I tried to just do it via homebrew like imperatively, and I'm like that's not working. It's like wait, couldn't I just like go to the website and then install it? I guess I've been forever Nix brained that I forgot that I can just like install things on the website too. Here, let's just put that there. Go to Chrome there. Oh yeah. So Chrome. There we go. Go to Chrome. Well, let me join up on this alternate browser here, and then we can see if that share is any better.
Yeah,
Here we go.
I bet it will.
Here, then go to the website here.
Are you sharing already?
I have not yet.
No, you have
I'm
not
going to
rejoined
sometime.
because it unfroze.
Yeah, I haven't
After the
joined up yet.
longest time, it unfroze.
Oh, it was totally frozen that whole time. That's
Mm-hmm.
pretty bad. Okay, let me leave this one, join the Chrome session here, and
Go
let's see
ahead.
what happens there. Okay. let's see. So I joined up via Chrome there.
Hmm.
Now let's hit the screen share. Yes, I permit you to do the screen share thing. What's this? Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. I guess it wants me to restart Chrome.
Yes,
Let
yes,
me
I
just
know
come
this.
back
You have to.
again.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Then share there. Click on that entire screen. Do that there. Put that there. Okay.
Okay. Oh, the frame rate is much nicer.
Okay. So maybe this just points to Safari not being a great experience for this. Okay. Now that we have that in order here, um, okay, close that there. Okay. It seems like this is doing the thing where it gets stuck forever. It's something very curious about that. I feel like I know what maybe. I'm just gonna get rid of both these options and then
No, you had Daemon IO low priority. That sounds like it could, you know?
yeah, I mean that seems like a candidate for this was my thought. The reason why I think I had it originally was like, oh, um, I'm like doing other things and I'm like running Nix builds in parallel, but at this point it seems like it just perpetually like just completely like I think it's just like straight of starving Nix processes potentially. That's at least my headcanon here. Especially because I ask Nix operations to happen on the daemon through this. So
I don't know what that is. That seems,
uh,
I'm not familiar.
it's something I looked up a while ago here, but I guess by default with multi-user installs, Nix doesn't run its build processes on users that are forked by the daemon process, or rather it runs them in your user sessions. And so you're actually not building or doing anything on the daemon until you explicitly configure this. Maybe that's changed though.
That
That's
sounds
what I recall.
suspicious.
It's really weird. I can see if I can point you to where I found it. Daemon. See, there's a section here. Nix remote. Yeah.
To let unprivileged users use the daemon, they should set the Nix.
Yeah, that's the other part here. So then if I search up the common environment variables, Nix remote,
You don't have unprivileged users.
yeah,
If you
I
want
do not.
to use the Nix daemon to execute Nix operations, this is necessary in multi-user Nix installations. If the Nix daemons Unix, well, if it's necessary in multi-user Nix installations, it must be the default.
I found that when I checked on a fresh install though, this wasn't set in any of my shells or anything. So I agree, but then I noticed that like when I remember noticing this at some point on like a NixOS system. I was like looking at the like basically like process viewer, right? And I was
Mm-hmm.
noticing like, okay, I did a big build, right? And I was looking at the CPU and memory usage, and I found that the actual process that was hogging all that wasn't the demon, like it wasn't actually a child of the Nix daemon, but it was actually running in my user. So,
Strange.
um, it's a little sus. I agree that that should be a
Maybe a
sensible
bug that was
default.
fixed.
Maybe if I would love to get rid of this, it's actually I think stupid that if this is supposed to be the default for a multi-user install, which you know by virtue of installing a multi-user, by doing the
Yeah.
sh curl,
Yeah. Yeah.
like by like that it
Yeah.
isn't already set
And
by default is kind of insane potentially.
we have bumped the version of Nix way to a way later one. So maybe
Yeah, so interesting. I got hit by this again. If I do, let's try Nix Flake prefetch influence here. I guess we've sort of completed this journey here to come back to it was like this. I had this here, and we were trying to format this. So then if I do alt, if I do the no configured language server, oh no, is it not going to let me do the run command thing?
it's
What?
not doing the right thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not what
clearly
you
not
asked
doing
for.
it. I had the
It is still
wait,
bound to that select formatters thing.
select formatters thing.
Do the search again, and you'll see
Yeah.
that it's not what you set it to.
Well, I saw this actually. So
Format
Helix,
selection. That's not what you wanted.
yeah. Well, so Helix does this really weird thing where it kind of renders like it can like you can have multiple keybinds and then it will like, confuse them for that. Because I actually turned this off here.
Right.
And then rebound it to, yeah, okay, so that it isn't actually pointing at the right. Hmm. Actually, now that you mention it, okay. So then config. That's actually really curious here.
You want to see your real build config?
Uh, as in,
This one, yeah.
yeah. Just want to see what it generated here because I swear I had it, but it seems
Where
like
are the bindings?
yeah. Where did that go? Yeah. Wait, that's not the right place here. Wait. Okay.
You have
It's
two.
actually set there. It's for different modes.
Uh-huh.
Format selections. It doesn't exist in this config file either.
Does Helix not like reload its config?
Uh, it does. It does. I can explicitly
Hold
ask
on,
it
hold on.
to.
Does it not load its config from because it's a symlink?
It does. It does. It's capable of reading through the symlink. Um, that it's okay. Why don't I just for argument's sake here though? Why don't I do something else here? Let's see. I had AF here. I will change this to. I'll change this to no op. I'll shut this off, and I'll change that other one to some very distinct keybind. Um,
I mean, obviously it
let's.
did not reload its config,
I
right?
think it did. I think it did actually. It just it's a bit like what you see here is a bit confusing because like it doesn't really like do a good job of mapping key. This is something I noticed before with it, but
Mm-hmm.
here, okay, let me just pick something like that, and then let's just do that. Okay, and then once that completes, and I do a config reload there, just to because it doesn't auto reload config just on the boot. It reads the symlink that you got or your file or whatever.
What's it downloading?
I guess it is. I actually don't know what it's fetching here. I don't feel like it should be refetching.
Just downloaded the source for something.
Yeah, I don't know what this is actually, but I guess I did do a GC recently, so
Oops.
oops. Yep. Let's try this here. Let me just make sure that I don't have anything else stealing this keybind here. I want to come up with a good keybind for this because I do feel like it would be good to have this like sort of made a first class thing.
It's fetching another source.
Okay, yeah, it's set to run shell command here. So then format. Okay. Yeah, so this seems like it's okay. That's interesting. This is actually definitely not point. Oh, I see. That's like a really old session, isn't it? Let's try going to package.mix again. Okay. No, I mean like changing the keybind is still a good idea anyway because I was fighting with it anyway. So, okay.
Another source.
I definitely feel like there's probably some usages of flake false that I could probably leverage in certain places, things like that to optimize the amount of fetches that are done, things of that form as well. Um, haven't really spent any time thinking
How
through
do
or
flake?
optimizing any of that.
How does flake false prevent any fetching?
It doesn't. I was just thinking in terms of like entries and lock files and stuff like that.
Well,
Potentially huge log files,
I would
whatever
take a
else.
look at what things are you for some reason building from source instead of downloading from the cache.
Yeah, I do have one comment is that this old repository does have a huge amount, like it has a very large number of inputs that are very like not super custom, but I suspect that there's like a bajillion because there's not really any follows here. I used to have some follows there, but kind of got rid of it because it was
Mm-hmm.
annoying to maintain. This is actually not the right flake.mix, is it? Oh wait, no, I actually have flake file on this one as well. Yeah, this one like I suspect with the flake.mix here, it just also has a bajillion versions that of Nix
Yeah.
Nix packages that are like similar but different, and so I'm just like cloning a lot of very samey stuff.
You know what the
Um,
solution to that is?
um, follows is one angle, I suppose, and then another one I used on my I have it on my dendritic rework. I use it's one of those flake file capabilities that came out, which is like Nix autofollow, which does like the like post processing of the lock file to deduplicate inputs. That's been
Mm-hmm.
nice. I've got both of those in play here. I really just need to turn those on
Mm-hmm.
more. I feel like there's probably
The,
other solutions as well, though.
the the real solution is to not is to not use flake. You, like if a flake, no, if a repo, if a git or whatever, some
Mm-hmm.
input provides a package
Mm-hmm.
to us via a flake output, but
Mm-hmm.
also via an overlay,
Pick the overlay, right?
pick the and then do a flake
Yeah.
false, and you'll not get any of that grafted tree.
Yeah. I've actually made this argument at the office that we should be doing that to reduce the amount of stuff you have to pull in because overlays are insanely lightweight and you really only care for it to be globally coherent with respect to one package's instance
An
here. Like you don't need
overlay,
50 versions as well.
exactly, or either an overlay or a a Nix file that can be call packaged
Sure. Yeah.
solves your problem.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think I explicitly consume any flake output. Like maybe that's the case. Like I haven't checked in this one. I probably do consume just explicit like hardwired flake outputs, which is not really right. I do think that there's some work that's missing in terms of just consuming overlays from places here. Um, and so that's something I'm gonna be throwing into my rework here. I have a little bit of that going on right now, but certainly more to be done there.
And another source. I think you have several IFDs here.
I think so. I think so. I know of one off the top of my head. I don't know what the other ones are, though. I will say. Um, yeah, I could probably figure out how to find that somewhere here, though.
Oh, I can tell you how to find them, or at
Interesting.
least one of them.
Okay.
You can do disallow IFD.
Ah, yeah. I could definitely, yeah, definitely turn that. Isn't that off by default, actually?
No, no.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
can do that in the Flake config,
Allow import from derivation. Yeah. Nix config or something like that.
or you can do that in your
Like this thing here.
right.
I guess because I did flake file, I probably want to go to like inputs then Nix or
But,
this is like a
but
crude port of the actual like yeah. This is kind of like a throwaway branch here. I need to actually make the same change on my other not it's not a throwaway branch, I'll say. It's just this is like really legacy, like awful code. But I should probably throw that on as well. I bet
well,
it
you
would
can't at
accept
this
it here.
moment because it'll just prevent us from evaluating it.
Yeah. From derivation equals. Wonder if it accepts it here. I mean, virtually every option that you can pass to any sort of Nix
Yes,
command
the
is
answer is
accepted here,
yes.
right? Okay, that will
But
be helpful here. I'll just comment it out for a second though.
yeah,
Yeah, I think the other answer is that like some of these, like this flake has a large number of inputs that have essentially been subsumed by, upstream PRs into like Nix packages and stuff as well.
hmm
So I also think that this is kind of why I'm interested in reassessing just how am I consuming some of my inputs. Um, because I certainly think that I have way more than I need, and I'm probably
yeah.
also not
Can
consuming
you
them effectively.
can you run Nix Flake metadata?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This closure's like the flake input. Like the flake metadata is probably gonna look awful. Let's see. Probably like a bajillion different like it's pretty big. Nix packages. That's just the follows from Agenix here. Agenix Rekey has its own. Okay, this one takes care of it as well. Nix package. Like I think there's some fairly low hanging fruits for follows in a number of places here.
hmm
I think this one is actually one of the deepest ones now that I'm seeing it though. This random macapp utility repo, which I think has definitely been subsumed into upstream Nick Darwin at this point. It was to deal with like essentially populating apps on your dock here. If this has been subsumed into Nick Darwin, it's not needed at all, which would be a great way to reduce the depth of all of this. This is probably one of the costliest ones now I'm seeing it. Because like look, there's like tree format Nix here, which is an input to like CL Nix Lite. But then there's another one here. Okay, did that work? I think it did. Ah, yeah. It's complaining that I don't have Homebrew installed because I don't have it installed. That's right. Let me just turn this back off here so we can just fix the formatter issue here. Let me see if I can find, um, since you mentioned it, probably not the best way of searching for packages. Okay, let's see. Consuming through legacy packages there. Okay, yeah, this is one example of where I'm just asking for not the overlay, but the
Mm-hmm.
package. So this is one example of a place that is
Yep.
doing maybe the suboptimal way of finding an input here. Um,
Listen, I gotta go.
yeah, definitely getting pretty late here.
So it was a brilliant session. Let me stop the recording.
Yeah, sounds good.